Hello there, very good evening to you. Thanks for joining us here at 8 o'clock. This is a regular slot. We team up with Planet Cruise and we bring you the cruise of a lifetime. Now, because we team up with Planet Cruise, when you call, you're not going to call the Ideal World team, you're going to talk directly to the experts. And so you will see there's a different phone number on the screen. It's free to call, 0808 250 2662. So call those guys. And if you're thinking, well, I prefer to do it online and read a lot more of the information, and don't forget, we've got Justin, he's going to share all that information with you. But if you have got the internet, go online. And in fact, throughout the night, I'm going to tell you there are some cruises. If you book them online, then you'll get a special little extra. So go online, have a look. It's really easy to get to. That's planetcruise.co.uk. Let me take the opportunity to introduce you to a great friend, in fact, godfather to one of my kids as well. We worked on cruise ships together, we worked on TV together. Let me introduce you to Justin Hazel. How are you, Justin?
Great to see you again.
Happy New Year, buddy.
And to you as well. This is the busiest time of the year when it comes to cruises.
Is it?
And tonight, because we're top agent, Planet Cruise have got some of the greatest deals. We've got some exclusive deals as well.
Let me ask you for some highlights. Highlights of the cruises that we got this evening.
We've got a great cruise that incorporates a 3-night stay at Lake Garda. You actually get a train journey over to Venice.
So like a land tour and then a cruise.
And this is the thing, Planet Cruise, even though you know the sort of suggestion is in the name, cruises is our thing.
Yeah.
We actually bespoke packages together. So some of the packages you see tonight you won't see anywhere else.
Oh, wow.
So fantastic, we got that one. Also, on top of that, we've got a fantastic Thomson deal. I can't emphasise this enough. Thomson is, in fact, one of our best-selling cruise lines. And, in fact, a very similar deal to this was our best-ever TV deal.
Wow.
And we've got a brand-new ship. She's only been launched last June. And fantastic opportunity to go to the Caribbean and back across the Atlantic as well. So that's a great cruise. And there's a couple of others as well. We've got a great river cruise with Emerald Cruises. In fact, one of my old cruise buddies is actually working for Emerald now.
Oh, brilliant.
It's a completely different package. So where we used to do the ocean
You should have sorted out we could Skype him or FaceTime him.
We should have gone on the cruise ourselves.
You know, if you're a regular, if you watch the show regularly, Sean's currently on a cruise going off to Australia, and we're trying to get him to call in and have a chat live. So we make that. It won't happen tonight, but it might happen in the next few weeks. So do be looking out for that. Right. Let's get started, because there is a lot to get through in this particular cruise. Our very first one is with the great British cruise line of P&O, and we're going to take you to the Azores, isn't it? It's on the Azura, isn't it? It's on the Azura. This is the Fjords cruise. This is the Fjords cruise. So let's take a moment right now to see the cruise ship, and we'll talk you through what we can see on the Azura.
Well, this is my my actual cruise line itself. This is the cruise line that I spent 6 years with, cruising the world. So it's fantastic that we've got one of these opportunities. Now, the fact is, with P&O, you've got great facilities. You can see this is actually some of the facilities on board the Arcadia, which is the last ship that I was actually on. And you've got a fantastic spa facility. Of course, P&O, the British cruise line, they also have great links with India as well. And on board the Azura, it was one of the first ships to have the Sindhu restaurants with Atul Kuchar, the famous famous Indian cuisine expert. Also, Ollie Muir's then, Ollie White's Glass House as well. So it's a complete menu that's bespoke, tasted to the actual food that you're going to be eating as well.
Sounds amazing, doesn't it?
Absolutely fantastic. But it's where you're going. Of course, the Fjords is incredibly
popular. I'm just going to throw in here. This is I cruised for 20 years myself, and this is one of my absolutely favourite itineraries. I highly recommend it to everyone. And also, the nice thing is this is Southampton to Southampton, so you never worry about the amount of luggage you take.
Well, and another thing, if you can't fly, if you don't like flying, then this is out of Southampton as well. And a great first-time cruise as well, because it's just the 7 nights. If you've never cruised before, this is the perfect way to ease your way in. So from Southampton we go to Stavanger. In fact, there's some incredible views that you're going to see in the fjords. You never get the chance to sort of really feel the perspective with some of the fjords, because it is literally breathtaking. It's known as the cradle of the Vikings. So if you love your history, and in fact you get a chance to go on some of the tours to see some of these wonderful outcrops, and it really is that epic. It's incredible. 2,000 feet above the actual sea level there.
It's amazing,
one of the most famous ones is the Pulpit Rock. Which you can do a tour and you can go on. But then from Stavanger you're off to Olden. Now this is one of my favourite ports. The actual port itself is incredibly small, incredibly dainty, but there's one thing you've got to do here. It does mean booking a tour, but you've got to go and do it. It's the Brixton Glacier. And in Oldham, you get to see this incredible glacier where you can actually walk up onto the start of the actual glacier itself, constantly moving. You know, you don't have to be some sort of you know, athlete to go up this particular glacier, but it's absolutely stunning. The actual town itself, there's a few little shops that do local gifts. Bear in mind, all of the fjords, it's really only open in the summer. Yeah, there's in fact there's the Bristol Glacier itself.
When you saw that image, what will often surprise you if you've never been to a glacier, never been on a glacier, the blue that comes through there. I mean, the first time I went to Alaska, I couldn't believe it. It's an incredible blue that's coming through there. It's just amazing. It's something to do with the light. I think, if I remember rightly, it's because the red light can't get through, and so the blue is really emphasised. It is amazing. And I mean, and bear in mind, this is in May, July, August. So you're talking, this is going to be sunshine. Obviously, you can't guarantee the weather, but although you see snow on the peaks, the chance are you'll be out on the deck sunbathing as well.
Well, in fact, the next day you can get a chance to go into town in Andelsnes, or you can actually just stay on board the ship in the afternoon, and then you can cruise around the fjord, and that's the Romsdal Fjord.
Bergen, another one of my favourites.
Oh, Bergen. Well, it is one of my favourites because the fish market that you've got there, weekly fish market, beautiful, bright-coloured buildings around the actual harbour side in Bergen, and you can go up the vernacular railway up into the forest, and you can do a little bit of a walking tour up there. Another thing in Bergen as well is it's accessible to Mount Floyen as well. So fantastic that you've got all of that. Did you know that Bergen as well is the home of Edvard Grieg?
I didn't know that.
So usually what we used to do...
The composer?
We used to do a lot of classical music when we used to cruise into Bergen. And it's really easy to actually wander around. There we go.
There's Bergen.
This is actually
it's
Bergen.
almost as if they're listening to us.
Hey, no, it's live TV. It's all good. But you can see there some of the huts on the shore. Here's the actual cable car. You kind of go up the vernacular railway. It's a great view from down there.
Yeah,
and if you get chance, I mean, obviously towards the end of the afternoon, you'll be heading back onto the ship. Then you'll see the skyline as you actually cruise away. After that, you've got a nice relaxing day at seeing them back into Southampton.
You're going to need it.
All of that.
There's a lot to see, a lot to do, and it is really invigorating. It just reminds you how beautiful life is, how wonderful nature is. That's why I highly recommend it to you. Now, it's an exclusive offer. It works out, get this, if you're looking for affordability, £80 per person per night. So from as little as £559, there is a single special. Well, in fact, let me go through it for you right now. As I said, May through September, so you can expect great weather. If you want, you can add on one night at the Meon Valley, so you get to stay there the night before. It just makes it a lot easier, so you can go the night before and be in Southampton. That will include your parking as well and transfers to and from the ship. You've got the single special, so if you are travelling alone, because most of the cabins are always, for a couple, there is a single special, only £859. Family special, this got my attention. A family of 4, £2,399. That is incredible value for money, so really do consider that. Now, if you book... if you do book, then you've got the opportunity. Well, write down the ID number. That's the best thing to do. Write down the ID number, ID 117482. But if you book online, you could be winning a set of binoculars. So you'll automatically be put into our free prize draw, but you could be winning a set of binoculars from P&O if you book online. So let's go through the prices for you. You might want to make a note of these. You can see May, June, July, August and September. So inside, outside, balcony and single available to everyone. So call the team. They're waiting for your call right now. Have a chat with them. If you've got any questions, by the way, that I don't ask Justin, or you feel, I wish I'd known this little bit of information, or, in that case, there's no flights. But if you hear about a cruise where you fly to your destination, let's say Barbados, and you want to know if it can fly from your airport, call the team and ask those questions. It's as simple as that. And everyone you talk to from Planet Cruise is a cruise expert, somebody that's worked on the cruise ships or been involved, maybe been on board the ships and worked there. So there's nobody guessing. They are all experts. So again, I recommend you book online. It's really a great idea if you can do that. Now, here's the website. If you go to the website, planetcruise.co.uk, let's just talk you through how to get to that cruise so you can win these binoculars.
So simple. Go onto the actual website, put in the ID number, and then you can actually then book online, push in all of your information. You can see the book now.
Yeah.
Click onto there. You can ask how many adults that you want, how many cabins that you want, and literally just follow through. It's so simple. It's been made, to be easy, and you can see there all the different prices are available. And as again, if you book online, then you do get entered into that prize draw where you can win a pair of Pinot binoculars.
Justin says the easiest way to do that is put the ID number into the search engine. So it's 117482. Let's move on to our next one. This is one where Justin told you that you can go to Lake Garda, and then you've got the opportunity to go and cruise as well. And this was a phenomenal cruise line. This is MSC, and you're one of the top agents for or if not the top agent.
Exactly, and that's why we get some of the best prices as well. I can't emphasise this enough. It is so busy at this time of the year within the travel industry, but for cruises, they are giving us some of the best prices. So that's why you need to book right now.
And I was told by the Planet Cruise team that this is the very first time that this particular trip with Lake Garda has actually been on the show. So very first time. So if you are a regular, many of you are, this is the first time you've seen this. Let's take a moment to fly from London and take you out to Verona. And it's there you're going to get the opportunity to start to enjoy Italy.
Well, the great thing is, with cruising you can see so much, but when you want to see vistas like this of Lake Garda, it is just stunning. You get 3 nights here in a hotel, and
so you really get to enjoy it.
Well, you can relax, you can unwind. There's around 27 different hotels, so it's not a heavily populated area. But what you've got is a few little bars, nice little nightlife there. So if you do want to stay out, you can do, but just enjoy the daytime, just roaming the streets and taking loads of pictures, because that's what you want to have, memories.
I've never been there because I cruise so much, 20 years at sea, but of course that's not the sea, that's a lake, and I've never been, so this really appeals to me. But of course then we take you to the coast.
Yeah, you actually get a train then from Lake Garda across to Venice, and this is where you're actually going to be staying for 2 nights in a little town just outside of Venice, off of the island, called Mestre. Now, if you do know your cruise lines, this is where a lot of the actual cruise ships are actually built, so you might actually see some of the ships going in and out, but you get a chance then to go into Venice and have a look around at your leisure. So if you want to go to the Rialto Bridge, if you want to go and see the Grand Canal, you've got to go down to St Mark's Square and the Bridge of Sighs. And one thing that I'd highly recommend, there's a hotel down there called Hotel Daniele. It's not the cheapest, but it's probably got one of the best Bellini cocktails ever, and you will. I tell you what,
sounds like you know the owner. Sounds like you know the owner.
No, I'm not a commission. Don't worry. It's just that I've been in there a few times, and believe me, when you've had a Bellini from Daniele's, there's nothing we're going to beat it.
Great to hear it. Let's take you now from Venice aboard the ship, and this is a phenomenal cruise. If you like the nicer things in life, this is a cruise line to consider. Come on, let's talk you through what you can expect on board.
Do you know, with MSC, you have got just incredible interiors. I mean, you can see here one of the atriums on board their ships. In fact, on board this particular ship that you've got, you're around 90,000 tons, 2,500 passengers at maximum. And of course, the actual ship itself, you've got all of the theatres, you've got the 4D cinemas. Some of them do have the F1 simulators on there as well.
Nice.
Fantastic ice cream bars. And one thing that the MSC does well is Italian food. And it really is just that laid-back lifestyle. I mean, the actual ships themselves, you can see there. I know it's dangerous. I know everybody's thinking about losing weight. Lose the weight before you go on the cruise.
Yeah,
because
enjoy your June plan, then go on the cruise. That's the way to go.
Well, or you can just dance the night away and just burn the calories off.
Yeah.
And of course, great entertainment.
And this is what you and I did.
Yeah.
Well, not the dancing.
I was going to say not quite that. I did this better, sleeping. But fantastic cabins, whichever suite you actually go for. And with the places that you go into, some of the actual locations on this cruise never actually went to in my cruising life.
Wow.
So this it was interesting for me to actually see different places, and these are beautiful.
And I'm just going to throw this in. You see the ship and think, that's going to be out of my league. £88 per person per night. £88 per person per night. Come on, let's continue our journey.
Yeah, so we go to Bari, and in particular, the old town here, or the Barbados, is definitely well worth a visit. I mean, you can see the whitewashed stone walls there, the beautiful old cathedrals that you can have a look around. It is one of those places that you just want to have a little bit of a wander and get lost amongst the streets. And just find little sort of hidden cafes and bars. Then we're off to a place I highly recommend booking a tour for. In fact, that's something that Planet Cruise can do. When you book your cruise, you can also book the excursions and tours as well.
You're talking about Cada Colón, yeah?
Yeah, you've got to book a tour.
The original Olympics. The original... In fact, I've been lucky enough to cruise here a couple of times, and on a couple of occasions, actually. I'm not joking when I say this. I am not joking when I say this. A couple of times... the passengers asked me why the Greeks built so many ruins. They asked me why they built so many ruins. Can you believe that? Absolutely true. Now, come on, let's continue with our journey. Let's move on to one of my favourites when it comes to Greek islands.
Mykonos.
Yeah,
well,
Mykonos,
this is where it just is one of the most beautiful oceans. And again, just look at that. It's absolutely stunning. You'd have seen this. In fact, the windmills of Mykonos you've seen in many, many films. What's your favourite highlight?
This next one, Little Venice. You're going to see Little Venice, and if you get a chance, to go and have lunch or even dinner there, go to Little Venice. And it is, I do mean on Mykonos. You know, it's right along there across the waterfront, and you can look out and there's pelicans and all sorts there. It is absolutely beautiful. And actually, if you like beaches, if you like to go to the beach, there's paradise and semi-paradise. Semi-paradise is topless. Paradise, you get a full suntan. Let's put it that way. You get a full suntan. There's Little Venice. That's Little Venice right there. Just beautiful.
I'm going to mark that down in my little black book.
You sit along the waterfront and you eat your meal. It's just beautiful. Highly recommend it. Then, of course, we go to Athens, where you get a chance to see the city. We pull into Piraeus, right?
Yeah, and again, this is where you've got to book a tour. You can do this on your own. You can do it in a day, but to actually go and see the Acropolis, go around as well. If you like your shopping, then you've got to go around the Plaka as well, and have a little bit of a barter. It really is a tradition over there. They start high, have a little bit of a barter. You've got to go there, and just it really is one of those memorable moments where you can just tick list. I've actually got pictures on my wall of me next to the Acropolis.
Wow!
It just captures that moment. It's just once in a lifetime. From Athens, we're actually off to Sarande, and again, this is a port I didn't have the pleasure of actually sailing into, but it looks absolutely stunning.
Wow!
It almost looks like the Monte Carlo of Italy.
Wow.
You can see that, but it's not Italy, it's Albania, and this is the emerging, tourist hotspot.
Yeah. I mean, if I showed you that
the
picture,
Adriatic.
you could believe you're in Mexico. That could be Acapulco.
Oh,
it's unbelievable. Beautiful.
Absolutely stunning. And then you're into Dubrovnik, which is one of my favourite ports in the Adriatic.
Yeah.
It is the walled city. You can walk around in here. There's some great bars. You can actually walk the wall as well. One thing that I would recommend, if you do walk the wall, take some water with you, because there's not any bars or restaurants up at the top. But when you actually walk through the streets of Dubrovnik itself, this is the main street. In fact, just down off to the left-hand side is one of my favourite shops of all cruising destinations. There's a candle shop.
Is this another owner, you know?
Yeah, yeah. No, you can get something like 300 different types of candles there, and the market's really good as well. I know you've got great food on board the ship. You know, when you're local, you just go, I just want to try this, I want to try that. Buy it, you'll really enjoy it.
Can I just remind you, and we're looking at all these ports, if you say, oh, it's too much for me, you don't have to get off the ship when you pull into a port. So, you know, you plan the cruise to be as busy or as relaxing as you want it to be. So you pick some of the highlights, pick some of the ones that you want, and of course, your drinks, free all-inclusive drinks package on this particular cruise. Free all-inclusive drinks package. And of course, then you make your way back to Venice and then back to London.
Yeah, I just think it's great that you've got that 3-night stay, you've got that further stay in Mestre, and then you've got that cruise with all of those fantastic ports, and all of that boils down to £88 per person per night. Fantastic.
Well, you've got dates available April through July. Free all-inclusive drinks on board, as I just told you. 3-night stay in the boutique hotel in Lake Garda. Then you've got the panoramic views, of course. 2-night stay, 4-star hotel in Venice, and then your return flights from London. All overseas transfers are included. Now, I told you that the drinks are included. Let's just go through that in a little more deal. Unlimited consumption. Take it easy, obviously. Come on, take it easy. But including your wine by the glass, includes draft beers, soft drinks, blah, 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 as well as takeaway ice cream in a cone or a cup. But beautiful. I was lucky enough to cruise Italian style for 6 years. I personally recommend MSC. Just phenomenal. Now, there's your prices. As you can see, some of these already sold out. Please bear in mind it is the first time that this has been shown on the show, and we've already got sellouts. So get this as soon as you can. Now, moving on to an exclusive reduction, it's Thomson Cruises. This has been a best deal in the past.
Yeah.
This is the best deal.
Yeah, we've got a fantastic upgrade as well, just £30 per person per night, and that is exclusive at that price to Planet Cruise. So again, book this one really early, because this is a great ship. She's only just been refitted and actually brought into the fleet of Thomson in June of last year 2016. This is 2017.
Of course. Yeah.
I know, it's crazy, isn't it? But fantastic ship, great deal itself. And in fact, for Thomson, this is
Wow.
really moving the brand on. So if you love Thomson already, you're going to love this ship. 70,000 tons, just over 2,000 passengers.
Wow.
And as I said, that refit that's just taken place in just June last year means that you are getting a fantastic ship. Now, bear in mind, the actual ships from Thomson, they bring them from other cruise lines. And this is actually a Royal Caribbean ship previously, so you get a lot of the activities and a lot of the features
you can see by that chimney,
on board. So for those of you that are keen-eyed cruisers out there, you'll know the fantastic platform that this ship has been refitted and refurbished onto. But it's that whole feel that you get from Thomson. You get a really, when I say family, not only does it cater for families, but also it's fantastic that you've got a cruise line where you feel as if you're part of the family.
Yeah.
A lot of people that cruise with Thomson, they get to know other passengers, they go on other cruises as well, and the staff just welcome you back, known for their food as well.
Sometimes people go abroad, and they feel a bit intimidated by the other languages or the other nationalities. This is a British cruise line, so when you come back to your hotel, your floating hotel, of course, you've got the opportunity to enjoy all the British things. Now, if you're looking at that ship going, that could be out of my league, we've talked about £88 per person per night. We've even talked about £80 per person tonight. This particular trip works out £75 per person per night. And the other great thing is we can even take that down to £56 per person tonight. So stay with us and I'll explain more at the end. Bear in mind, this is a best seller, and you can understand why. So we go from Gatwick out to Barbados.
Out to Barbados, your embarkation port, and the first opportunity to enjoy that Caribbean warmth and sunshine. Now, the first port of call is St. Lucia.
Love it.
And St. Lucia, the Pitons.
Yeah.
You've got to try the local beer, which is named after the Pitons.
Yeah.
Marigot Bay here, of course, this is where they filmed Dr. Dolittle. One thing that I recommend, go up to the west and the north of the island, up to Pigeon Point.
Yeah.
You've got the Sandals Beach as well that you can go. And Castres itself, the actual port that you're stopping in, fantastic for its duty-free as well, and local goods.
That is, if you were to ask me what my favourite islands are in the Caribbean, it's always very difficult, but that is certainly at the top of the list.
Here's my top tip. If you go around to Marigot Bay, if you go around to the other side, there's a fantastic resort over there called Discovery. I don't know the owner, but it's just absolutely unbelievable. From St. Lucia, we're off to Antigua now. There's 365 beaches, yes, you guessed it, for 365 days of the year, and you can see how beautiful this is. I mean, it just is, you can't go far wrong with the beaches that are Antigua. Of course, you've got a great port complex as well. You've got your casinos and your duty-frees, and of course, all your steel bands there as well. The sail-away parties from Antigua are just epic, so you'll really enjoy that.
Now, this next part of the journey, this for me, this is like another cruise. I was lucky enough to work for Cunard, QE2, Queen Mary 2, and you would pay a fortune, in all honesty, a fortune, to do a 6-day transatlantic cruise. That is included in this cruise. It's phenomenal. So now we cross the Atlantic.
And this is the opportunity to enjoy the ship. So if you love walking on the promenade deck, if you like getting the fresh sea air, if you like taking part in the onboard activities, then that is your chance to unwind. But then when you get the other side, we are off to Madeira, and this is fantastic. One of my favourite ports. Of course, Madeira is actually known for its botanical prowess. You've got great flower markets here. You've got the cable car you can go up in, and there's. Did you ever do the wicker basket run?
Yes.
The wicker basket run.
Helen.
Oh, it's brilliant.
Great,
you get into this wicker basket. It looks like a big sofa on skis. And then these Madeira, these local guys, they're like in their 60s, they push you down a hill. And I know it sounds crazy, but they guide you all the way down and run alongside this basket. It is the craziest thing that he had ever done. Winston Churchill used to love this island.
Did he?
Yeah,
I did not know that.
Do you know what the funny thing is? There's a chap, I don't know whether he's still there, but he used to sell cigars. And he had a picture of Winston Churchill. Apparently, he used to sell them to Winston Churchill.
Wow.
I think he was a little bit too young. I think it might have been his great-grandfather or something like that. But no, there's some great little bars and restaurants around the actual port area itself. And, of course, you can get all your Madeira wines, your Madeira cakes, and your birds of paradise as well. All the flowers there. Then we've got a relaxing day at sea, and then we're off to Spain. We're off to Malaga. Now, this is where you get a taste of tapas and a taste of shopping. Of course, you can go sightseeing. You can go into the Malgueta. You can go and see the Bull Ring if you want to see some of the local culture, and the Alcazaba forts as well as some of the places definitely to note. But then we're off to Ibiza. Now, of course, Ibiza has got this sort of party atmosphere and that party lifestyle, but the
At
old
one-
time,
yeah,
well, I was
one
going to say,
part of the
at
island.
night, but
Only at
the
one
old
part.
town, incredibly sophisticated, incredibly laid
I sent
back.
my in-laws there last year, 2016, and they were thinking, we're not going to like Ibiza. I said, you've got to go. It's amazing. Go, go, go. I sent them to the north end of the island. Loved it. Just loved it.
It's complete chalk and cheese, and
Yeah,
that's the great thing. And
absolutely.
if you do like the party lifestyle, there will be a lot of beaches as well that you can go to.
Yeah.
But then we're actually coming back into Palma, which is your disembarkation port, where you fly back to London.
Now, let's make it clear to you, this is an adult-only cruise. So if you're thinking you want to cruise with the kids, that's not the one for you. It's adults only, and we are going to include the tips as well. I say we are. Thomson include the tips in that price. Tips are included. So exclusive reductions, as I told you at the very start, reductions included in the prices that we're showing you. Then you've got return flights from London Gatwick, flights also from Birmingham, and that's only an extra £79 per person. Manchester for £129 per person. If you ever wonder about anything like that, then call the team. That number's at the bottom of the screen, free to call, and say, can I fly from so-and-so? Can I fly from so-and-so? And they'll tell you all about that and the possibilities that are available. And an exclusive add-on. Now, I told you that you could do the cruise from as little as £56 per person per night. What you can do, that was a 13-night cruise we've just talked about, add on another 7-night cruise for just £389. So an extra 7 nights around the Caribbean for just £56 per person per night. And again, if you want more details on that, well, where's the cruise going? Call the team. 0808 250 2662. Just think about this. In the UK, what sort of hotel are you going to get for £56 per person per night?
You probably won't get a hotel, you probably get a B&B.
Something like that, right? Or one of those economy hotels. You're certainly not going to get all your food included.
Certainly won't get your entertainment.
It's exactly right. It is phenomenal value for money. And you're not going to be in the Caribbean, are you, lapping up the sun? So do call the team about that one. Call and make any inquiries that you've got. Now, we've got something completely different for you next. We're going to be cruising, but this time, you don't be even thinking about the sea, because this time we're going down a river. Come on, let's take a moment to tell you a lot more about this particular one. Do you want to tell us about the ships and what we can expect from Emerald?
Well, do you know what? I've actually just got a very good friend of mine who used to cruise and now has gone on to river cruising and Emerald. And I'll tell you what, this ship is going to be superb. They're actually building 5 ships this year, so these ships are being built as we speak.
New.
Yeah. They're brand spanking new. All of them feature fantastic. They're what they call the star class of this particular fleet. And you've got onboard cinemas, you've got onboard pools, you've got retractable roofs, you've got your salons, you've got your gyms. And, you know, does that look like a river cruise ship that you would expect to see?
No.
You know, you think that this is going to be an ocean cruise.
Yeah.
But what you have here is a real intimate experience, because there's only 182 passengers at maximum capacity. So that means there's only 92 rooms. So there's plenty of space on board. Look at the food, but look at the views that you've got. It's a completely different style of cruising, because instead of looking out the window and seeing miles and miles of ocean, you're seeing a few metres and you are seeing the vistas of beautiful medieval cottages and hamlets on the banks of the River Rhine. So you're getting so much history there, and you're also getting so much great service as well. There's 47 crew on board for all of those passengers to look after.
If you're looking at that ticket price, well, this one's from £1,000. Well, it's £1,000 off the brochure price. They're huge savings. You've also got all your tours included. There are more tours available, but the tours are included, right?
Yeah, and on top of that as well, there's a free Kindle with every booking. As well, so
a free Kindle with every booking.
Yeah, we just thought we'd like to drop that in, but it's where you're going that really blows you away, because it's the way in which you get to see it. You're going from London over to Amsterdam. This is your embarkation port.
Yeah.
Now, usually an embarkation port, you get on, you travel off. But you're actually staying overnight, and the next day you get to go on one of those glass roof canal boats around Amsterdam.
Have you ever done it?
I haven't seen that. Well, I've been down the canals, but never been on.
I've been on
I've
them.
been window shopping.
They're brilliant. I absolutely love them. They are really, really good. It's a great, easy way to get around the city.
But on top of that, you also get a guided city tour as well. So when you're talking about the tours that are included, there are extra tours that you can discover more, as Emerald puts it. But what you do get is that's included. So the city tour and the canal tour on that glass roof boat, that's included. And that evening, the captain actually hosts a gala dinner on board.
Brilliant.
Now, overnight, you're actually travelling then into Cologne. and this is a fantastic. I mean, Germany is one of those places. I love Germany. We always go for the Christmas markets, and I love Cologne. The cathedral itself, just round by the cathedral, there's actually an underground performance area. It's like a fantastic amphitheatre. And you're not allowed to walk across the roof, and it looks like a square, and people are stopping you walking across it. And you're like, why? And they're like, no, the orchestra's playing under, and the acoustics, it would be, yeah, you can hear the footsteps.
That's incredible. I did not know that.
You'll absolutely love it there, and in particular, if you want to, this is an additional cost. You can actually take a tour out to one of the local castles as well. But on to the next day, we're actually going to be cruising for the morning through the Rhine Gorge, and you're actually into the local area of Rudolph. Now, this is absolutely stunning because you get to pass the Lorelei Rock. You'll get to see some of the fantastic castles as well. It's almost like literally, which way do you go? There's a castle up on the hill. I know. But the afternoon, you actually arrive in Rudolph, and this is one of the most popular German towns. You get a chance to go up the cable car, go up to the impressive Germanium Monument as well, see some fantastic views there, and also get a chance to taste the local ice cream coffee as well. So that's pretty impressive.
I'd give that a go.
Yeah, I would. Then we're off to Mittenberg. Now, this is actually a picturesque village on the actual main river itself. And this is more the sort of Bavarian feel that you've got. Lots of timbered buildings, so you've got that real old school feel as well. And this is an opportunity. If you are a little bit more active, then Emma would like to offer an actual hike. So if you want to go off on a hike, you do have to be fit enough to do it. Then go out and burn some of those calories off. I'd love to do that. Get out with the fresh air and just have a wander around. Then we're off to Würzburg. Now, this is actually known as the Pearl of the Romantic Road. And Würzburg is surrounded by sloping hills. You can see all the vineyards there. Fantastic palaces and residences as well, and you get a chance to actually go to this beautiful Baroque building. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site there, absolutely stunning. And there's a walking tour in Würzburg as well, so fantastic you can do that. There is an optional tour if you wish, that you can actually go out and about and do a little bit further afield if you wish. But then we're on to day 7 and we're into Bamberg. Now, this is just a really nice relaxing morning. And this is where you actually come through into the Danube part of the canal. And again, another UNESCO World Heritage Site. There's over 2,400 listed buildings in this particular locality. So a fantastic way to end the actual cruise before you finish there in Nuremberg and then fly back to London.
It's all great news. So write down the item number for this one. Write down the ID number. You see it on the blue bar on the left-hand side, 121115. And I'm telling you to write this one down because, again, you see from £1,000, so let me tell you what you get for your money. As Justin said, an exclusive free Kindle with every booking. That's whether it's online or you call the team. It's entirely up to you. Now, if you book balcony or above, you get up to €250 onboard spend per stateroom, which is phenomenal, so you're getting some of your money back to spend on board. Return flights are from London, but again, talk to the team if you want to fly from somewhere else. Complimentary house wine, beer and soft drinks with your lunch and your dinners. And then you've also got free Wi-Fi. Tips will be included. Don't forget we said the tours are included as well, and that's £1,000 off the brochure price. So you have got savings after savings after savings. Now, we only want Planet Cruise only want the deposit. So don't feel that you've got to pay £1,000. They just want a deposit. So feel free to call the team. That's what I'm saying. Write down that ID number, 121115. Let's show you the prices. So you've got the choice, Riverview, balcony or grand balcony. And dates are available in August and October of this year. It's a phenomenal value for money. 7 nights on the rivers. Don't miss out on that. Go get yourself a Kindle right now. Now, we're going to move on to my sister's favourite cruise line. She was lucky enough to work on cruise ships as well. She did about 6 years as a dancer. She loves Celebrity Cruise Lines. This is a great line. If you like the nicer things in life, if you love your food, certainly going to recommend these guys to you. They do a phenomenal job. Now, we're going to take you to the Celebrity Eclipse this time. Let's take a moment. I think you're one of the top agents for these guys too, aren't you?
Well, and again, yeah, with being top agent, you get fantastic deals, but with Celebrity, you get modern luxury. And you can see there is a real lawn on board this ship. There's an acre of grass that's looked after. Phenomenal quality. I mean, actually, in the cabins themselves, you've got all Egyptian cotton towels and sheets.
Wow.
It is just absolutely exquisite. Fantastic spa facilities, but as you mentioned, food and wine as well. They've got one of the best wine collections it's seen. In fact, the particular ship that you're going on, the Eclipse, has had a refit now, so she actually includes a lot more of the facilities you'd expect throughout the fleet. We're saying about the wine there. I mean, you can actually have it by the glass, or you can have it by the bottle. We'll talk about some of the upgrades that are available a little bit later on. But one of my favourites is the cuisine.
Yeah.
Now, they've got a restaurant on board where you can order everything from an iPad. It was actually a world exclusive. Fantastic entertainment on board.
What is the world coming to?
I know.
So here's your menu, sir, and you actually order from your menu.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And also the martini bar. It's one of the things that I'd love. Along with the Lawn Club, they've actually got a fantastic range of craft beers.
Really?
Over 100 different beers are available. So, you know, you don't just have to be a wine fan, you can have a beer as well and really indulge. But absolutely beautiful ships. I used to get cruise ship envy. When I used to see Celebrity, you used to see their gangways and just the little touches like the complimentary drinks as you go out. So if you want a glass of water while you're getting on and off, or a juice or something like that, then it's there just at the bottom of the gangway. It's those little touches.
I can see why it's my sister's favourite line. Again, she's got 6 years' experience of cruise ships herself. Come on, let's take an opportunity to see where you're going to visit. This is one of those cruises at Southampton to Southampton. So again, don't worry about luggage. If you think, oh, I don't know what to take, if you want to take some tuxedos for 4 more nights, you want something a little more relaxed, you can take the lot because you haven't got to worry about excess luggage.
Yeah, we were at Southampton, just 1 day at sea, and then we're into La Coruña. Now, this is a fantastic port itself. One of my favourite things is the Tower Hercules. We've got Roman history that literally dates back 2,000 years, and some of the fantastic monuments there. I didn't get a chance to go and see some of the Celtic monuments, which is annoying. You know, on your doorstep you have Stonehenge and you have Avebury, and then you go all this distance and you didn't get to see it. Well, make sure you do it. One of the things that I do love here as well is just behind the actual sea wall itself, you've got a fantastic old town. You've just got to have a little bit of a wander around there, and again, just get lost. Go and find some little cafes and bars and some of the little street markets. After that, you've got a relaxing day at sea, and then we're back into Madeira. Now, we touched on this earlier on. But Madeira, one of the things you've got to do in Madeira, you've got to go and see the Blandy Museum. And it's a shop as well, and they're the finest producers of Madeira wine. And one of the things that I should have done, you go shoulda, woulda, coulda.
Yeah.
They do bottles of Madeira wine by the year. So you could get it, perhaps if it's a special birthday or anniversary, you can buy that year. I mean, obviously, if it's going back a few years, it might cost you a little bit more, but definitely well worth it. And one of my top tips, if you love steak restaurants, then just around the actual harbour itself,
walking distance,
literally go round off the cruise ship, straight over. They do steak on a stone, one of the best steaks that I've ever tasted. So absolutely love Madeira. Then you've got another relaxing day at sea, and then we're off to Ponta Delgada. Now, of course, there's two reasons why you call into here. One is to get your stores when you usually go over to the Caribbean. You're not carrying on to the Caribbean. This is the reason why you go to Ponta Delgada, to see the incredible interior of the island itself. The crater is one of the greatest tours that you're ever going to see. It is just like it's like stepping onto the set of Jurassic Park. It's just this wonderful tropical paradise.
I would say that is the thing to do. If you go on that trip, look, you either stay on the ship, enjoy the tranquility, or get on the tour and go see that. It's amazing.
And don't forget, we can actually book the tours for you as well. So make sure that you ask about some of the packages that you can book extra. After that, you've got a relaxing day at sea. I like the way it's sort of broke up. You have a day in port, day at sea. And again, you're going to enjoy that ship. But we're into Lisbon, Portugal, one of my favourite ports. You actually dock not far from the 25th of April bridge. Everybody thinks that, hang on, this is San Francisco. No, it's the 25th of April bridge. On the other side, you've got this beautiful statue as well, which is a reference to Christ the Redeemer, which is over in Rio. And they've got a link with Lisbon. You've got to go on to the actual trams themselves, and, well, shopping here is fantastic.
Yeah, you can just wander around town and get lost, can't you?
And one thing you've got to do here, chicken and chips. One of the best local dishes. It's the simplest things, half a chicken, just really greatly roasted with some chips, and a bottle of Mateus Rosé.
Please tell me you're not talking southern fried.
Oh, no. I'm just talking...
Thank goodness.
Right up to the top of the town near the theatre, there is the best chicken and chips restaurant on the left-hand side.
I used to like going up to the castle. They've got an amazing castle there.
Never managed to get up there. I was either shopping or chicken and chipping.
Yeah, there is a gorgeous castle. Make your way up there. It's very easy to do, and the views are stunning.
Did you ever go down to the Bell Tower or the Monument of Discoveries?
Yeah, with all the discoverers on.
Yeah. So when you get off the actual ship,
statue right on the edge of the water.
And again, it's walking distance.
Yeah.
Go from the bridge. You go from the bridge. There's a lovely little harbour with some great restaurants. Then you go to the Monument of Discoveries, where all of the explorers set sail from. And you'll see some beautiful carvings there. And then it looks like a little chess piece. It's like a little castle. It's one of the most beautiful buildings. You've just got to go and have a look around there.
I think you can tell we like Lisbon. But, of course, then we get a couple more days at sea.
Yeah, and then back into Southampton. But, you know, it's just a great opportunity to get a chance to go across to the Azores and really enjoy it, because usually you carry on to the Caribbean, but this is a really, really rare opportunity to go there.
Now, let's talk about some of the great deals you're going to get here. And this is why you book Planet Cruise. Because you might say, yeah, I can book a cruise with lots of people. Book Planet Cruise. You've got the free classic drinks package when you go Ocean View or above. You've got a free upgrade from Ocean View to balcony. So come on, book Ocean View. You know you're going to get the free classic drinks package, and then you're going to move up to balcony anyway. An exclusive, you choose from free port parking or half-price gratuities. So that'll be taken care of for you. Again, that's when going Ocean View or above. So make sure you go Ocean View and you get all the extras thrown in for you. And this is really important. This last one, this lets you know that on the 17th of September, it is the last voyage for this ship out of the UK. It's going to be repositioning to the Caribbean after that. So you really will be a little part of history. Write down the ID number for this one, 107982. And again, that's deposit only. Let's go through the drinks package, because you might be saying, well, it's free drinks. What do I get? Of course, you're going to get all your specialty teas, coffees, sodas, etc., etc. Selected beers, spirits, wines and cocktails. Then there's a wide selection of alcoholic beverages available to you, and 15% discount on all wines by the bottle that you purchase on board. So it's a brilliant, brilliant deal. And again, that is a deposit only cruise. But we're not done. We really are not done. We're going to move on now to an epic cruise. I'm talking epic. We're going to take you to New Zealand. Now, not many of us have been to New Zealand. Maybe that's something you've always wanted to do and you thought, I'll never be out. This is an 18-night cruise. And again, we're talking Planet Cruise being #1 travel agent. #1 travel agent when it comes to Royal Caribbean out of the UK. So it's really something to consider. Let's go to the ship and have a look around the ship before we do anything.
Well, Royal Caribbean, they know how to build cruise ships. And again, they've been, well, industry leaders with a lot of their ships. Of course, everybody recognises them for the rock climbing. So if you want to go up and rock climbing, or perhaps a little bit of pitch and putt around the actual funnel itself, fantastic for families as well, with a programme not just for the kids, but for the teenagers as well. But the ships themselves, again, you're not going to go far wrong. Fantastic food that you've got on board as well, and fantastic entertainment. But with this, it really is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to go on a fantastic cruise ship from a renowned cruise line to a part of the world that is just absolutely breathtaking itself. On board, you've got fantastic food eateries, you've got Mexican style food, you've got the park cafe as well, you've got fantastic coffee houses, and there's a pastry house as well. So there's something for everybody, depending on what you fancy. I try and get through all of them, but the trouble, like I said, you find something that you like and you go back there just day after day after day. You also get a chance to watch movies underneath the stars as well. And when they say that the ships are designed for wow, it's just for fun. Great if you're going with a family. If you've got children, whatever the age, then they're never going to be bored on board a Royal Caribbean ship.
Those movies under the stars, Royal Caribbean were the first people to do that, and of course lots of people start to follow it afterwards. But that's the beauty of Royal Caribbean. These guys are cutting edge. They are leading the way, coming up with brand new ideas all the time. I remember they had acrobats outside. It was just incredible what entertainment they brought, and then the others follow. So if you like some of the cutting edge technology, these are the guys that had like surfing on the back deck. It's incredible what they offer. So really do consider Royal Caribbean. This is another ID number that you might want to write down. But of course it's 18 nights. Not everyone's going to have the time on their hands. If you can, make this work. And if you want to take the entire family, this is certainly a cruise line to consider. So we fly to Sydney, is that right?
Sydney, yeah, and Sydney, I mean, where do we start with Sydney? I was lucky enough to spend, in fact, my 25th birthday, I actually touched down in Sydney.
High five. What a great way to go.
About 6 o'clock in the morning. And, well, let's just take a look. I mean, you've got the rusty hangar.
What, was that for a holiday or was that
It was actually joining a cruise ship.
Yeah,
and I got on board and they told me they had the overnight off as well. It was brilliant.
Perfect.
Anyway, cuddle a koala, you can go across to the zoo. This is what we call the rusty hangar, the harbour bridge. Now, we got a little bit of time to talk about this, haven't we?
Yeah.
The bridge itself has got breathtaking views of the Sydney Opera House.
Let's go back to the bridge.
You can actually walk across the top of the bridge. And there's a safety harness. Everybody goes, oh, I'm scared of heights.
You're talking the top bit?
You can go to the top of there and have a photograph taken at the top of Sydney Harbour Bridge. And the funny thing is, the safety harnesses, they're all manufactured in the UK near my hometown of Keln in Wiltshire.
Wow.
Couldn't believe it. On the other side of the planet.
Yeah.
And I'm stood there and I'm going, wow, this is... Anyway, this is the actual harbour itself. One thing, can you see right down in the centre there, the little yellow boats? They look like yellow taxis from New York.
Yeah.
They're the harbour taxis. They're one of the best ways to get around. And you can get quite cheap dollars on board, and then you can go around to the marina area where you've got the big casino. So in the evening, there's plenty to see and do. I don't know, I think that was St James's Park. Fantastic sights. If you go out to some of the towers as well, one of the cleanest cities that I've ever been in. Wow. It's absolutely remarkable. And one part of the city that you've got to go to is the Rocks. Now, this is actually where all of the inmates used to get dropped off.
Oh, yeah.
So going back historically, it was actually quite a rough part of town. Now it's the place to go.
Wow.
And one of the best things, you've got to go try everything. You can try crocodile, you can try ostrich, you can try loads of different meats.
I can do it.
But one thing that you've got to watch out for is the bats. At night, they are massive. It's quite safe. I don't want to scare you, but they are surreal. They are literally hanging down. You think, is that like Dracula hanging down from there? They're about 3-4 foot, and they just fly down the street. It's crazy. Anyway,
they are big bats.
That is how you start this holiday. And just great that you've got. You've got 3 nights there. If you want to go out to the Blue Mountains as well, you can do that by the train as well.
It's nice you've got 3 nights because you get there the first day, you can really chill out and relax, and then you've still got a couple of days to really enjoy the place. So that's brilliant. Then we join the ship itself.
And in fact, you're actually going to be docking just down there, just in the harbour. So the ship is underneath the bridge and just opposite from the Opera House, so it's absolutely fantastic.
So we join the ship, we get a couple of days at sea.
And then we're heading down to New Zealand. Now, the first day that you're actually spending in this region, you're actually going to be cruising, very much like we talked about the Fjords earlier on. You stay on board the ship, you're not docking, but you get chance to, well, almost cruise in the wake of history, because this is where the HMS Endeavour actually cruised, Captain Cook, all those years ago. And of course, that's Milford Sound, Dusky Sound, and Doubtful Sound.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, if you ask people where that was, they may well say the Fjords, they might say Alaska, they might say the southern tip of South America. It's New Zealand.
It's just great opportunity that you've got those 3 days to unwind before you get on board, and then you've got all of those vistas. Just imagine being out on the promenade deck, the beautiful fresh air, and then taking all those photographs and seeing breathtaking sceneries. I mean, you really can't get a true perspective when you look at a picture like that.
Yeah.
When you see a cruise ship, how big a cruise ship is, it's almost dwarfed by these mountains.
Yeah.
It's absolutely beautiful.
And this is the perfect way to see it.
This is just your first day.
Yeah.
Then we're on to our next port of call, which is Dunedin. And this is actually hailed as the Edinburgh of New Zealand.
Wow.
And this is, again, you've got a famous Scottish poet, Robert Burns, very famous, especially in January, with his haggis and the toast of the haggis, or the address of the haggis. There's a statue of the gentleman there. So you've got fantastic links there with Scotland as well. It's got its own kilt maker in the town and its own whiskey distillery as well.
It sounded like Scotland there, wouldn't it?
Let's bring back a bottle. But now we're actually going to do something completely different into our next day, and this is Akaroa. Now one thing that I highly recommend here is the Alpine Express. And this is where it goes through 19 different tunnels and across bridges, showcasing just one of the most amazing vistas. So you've definitely got to do that. You can also go from here down to the Antarctic Centre as well, the International Antarctic Centre. So if you want to book a tour, again, ask the experts when you pick up the phone. tell them which cruise you're interested in, take that ID number down and say, look, I'm interested in some of the tours that are available. You know the reason why? Because then you get more time on board to enjoy. You don't have to worry about queuing up and booking a tour and then telling, oh, sorry, you know, we've got space for one but not for both of you. So, you know, do that in advance and get it out of the way. After that, we're off to Wellington. Now, this, the actual capital itself in New Zealand, it's just dramatic. It's very, very windy here as well. Wonderful, windy Wellington. That's what it's known as. And again, of course, this funnels through the Cook Strait. Lots of history down here. You've got the vernacular railway as well. Definitely a place to go if you're a Lord of the Rings fan, because this is not far. You can again go off and see some of the scenery where they actually filmed the trilogy itself. Now, after all of that, you're going to need a nice relaxing day at sea. And this is so important. The itinerary, where you've got these big port days, it's great that you've got a relaxing day, that you don't have to get up early to go and meet on the quayside, to go on a tour. You can have a nice lie-in on board and then just, you know, maybe have a late breakfast. Maybe have a brunch, do whatever you like on board, use the spa facilities. But then we're off to Tauranga. Now, this is where you get chance to go off and see some of the local Maori culture. This is a beautiful, beautiful point. In fact, you can see here a view from one of the mountains. Great beaches as well, so if you want to sort of head out and do some water sports, then this is probably the place to go. Now we're off to Auckland. Now, of course, Auckland is one of the most familiar sights and sounds of New Zealand. Of course, this is where you've got the Sky Tower. In fact, you can see it here on the Auckland skyline.
Just kind of in the distance there, wasn't it?
Yeah, just over there. There you go. And this is the tallest man-made structure in New Zealand itself, over 1,000 feet. So you're going to get a fantastic view there. You can see the skyline from Mount Eden as well. Again, this is where, if you like wine, I'd recommend one of the tours out to one of the wineries. And one of the vineyards here, because this is acclaimed for their Rieslings, the Sauvignon Blanc and Pinot Noir as well. So not that I like wine at all. Try a glass or two. But there we go. Drink responsibly, people, or you'll end up looking like me. Anyway, one of our last ports, but one of the greatest ports, is the Bay of Islands. And as it sounds, it is beautiful. Just take a look at this.
I've never been here.
There's over 140 different islands.
Wow.
And you can actually, one of the tours you can book here is you can go out on one of the catamarans and you can see some of the historic parts. There's actually one of the hole in the rock, which you can see here, and the Cathedral Cave as well, and that's just one of the 144. So one of the things that I'd definitely go to do here is there's a cave where you can go and see glowworms. It's the Kawati. Again, the Maori traditions, you've got this wonderful cave, very much like, you know, like we've got Cheddar Gorge and Wookie Hole here in the UK. Imagine that in New Zealand. That would just be the stalagmites and then the glowworms and all of that ancient history just literally permeating through the rocks. Then you've got a lovely couple of relaxing days to see before you go back into Sydney and you fly back to the UK. I can't emphasise this enough. With that 3-night stay and that fantastic cruise, this is simply once in a lifetime. If you've ever wanted to go to the Southern Hemisphere and tick off both Australia and New Zealand, this is the opportunity to do it with.
And one of the greatest cruise lines on the planet, Royal Caribbean too. Come on, let's go through the details for you. Great news. First of all, it's deposit only. Bear in mind, this is for January next year, so you haven't got to find that money in a week or 2 weeks or a couple of months. You've got a whole year. Deposit only today. Return flights from London, all your overseas transfers are included, but other airports are available. Supplements may apply. Just call the team. Write down that phone number before we end the show, because we've only got a few minutes left with you now. 0808 250 2662. And then you've got a 3-night stay at the 4-star hotel in Sydney. But again, it is deposit only. Your ID number on that one is 119803. So 2 easy ways to place your order. Yes, you can go online, that's planetcruise.co.uk, and you can read more information if you want to. There's some video clips on there as well. So if you go to the website, that is a great place to start. So planetcruise.co.uk. They've got a YouTube channel too, so you get to see lots of videos on there. But of course, even easier, if you've got any questions that you'd like to deal with, then call the team. It's free of charge to do that, and they are waiting for your call right now. 0808 250 2662. Now, I'm going to take the opportunity right now to recap the 6 cruises that Planet Cruise have brought us this evening. So we started off with P&O, Great British Cruise Line. This is 7 nights, to Norway. We're talking the Norwegian Fjords. So you've got dates from May right through September. You can add on, if you want, a night at the Meon Valley Marriott. So you get to stay the night down in Southampton before you board the ship. That's one to bear in mind if you're travelling alone, because there is a special for singles. It starts at £8.59. And you've got the family special too. So for a family of 4, just £2,399. And itineraries can differ slightly, just dependent on the departure date. Usually means that the itinerary can sometimes be one port slightly different. Then let's move on to our second cruise. This was the one that was April through July with MSC. Gorgeous Italian line. 12 nights, you got Greece, but of course you start off in Lake Garda. Then you're taken by train down to the coast and you join the ship. Free all-inclusive drinks package on board, 3-night stay, boutique hotel on Lake Garda first, and 2-night stay in a 4-star hotel in Venice at the end. So really great way to top and tail that cruise. Then we took you to Thomson Cruises, but of course we're taking you out to the Caribbean. Exclusive reductions on that particular deal. And don't forget, that's the one that's going to take you from the Caribbean right across the ocean. So it's like a transatlantic cruise right there in the middle of it as well. And then, of course, you've got exclusive add-ons here. You've got that 7-night cruise on the end if you'd like to add it. And that worked out something like £56 per person per night. So really worth considering. Then we took you to the Waterways. We took you to a river cruise. And this was with Emerald. Brand new ship. Brand new ship. If you do book this, there's an exclusive free Kindle with every booking. That can be online or via the phone. You've got up to €250 on board spend. That's balcony and above. And of course, flights are from London. Again, talk to the team if you'd like flights from someone else. Can't always guarantee that they can do it for you, but they will happily do that if it's available. And complimentary house wine, beers, soft drinks with your lunches and dinner. And the ship will either be the Emerald Sky or the Emerald Destiny, both brand new. Then, of course, we have celebrity cruises. So much to share on this one. This is a great deal. Free classic. Go Ocean View on this, because then you've got the free classic drinks package, but you'll also get the free upgrade from Ocean View to balcony. And if you do go Ocean View, then you're going to get free port parking or half-price gratuities, which is another way to say tips. And then this is the last cruise for that particular ship out of the UK. Will then be repositioning going to the Caribbean, but deposit only on that. And then of course we ended by taking you to the other side of the world, and you got the opportunity to enjoy not just Royal Caribbean, but also the opportunity to enjoy New Zealand and Australia. Great job, Justin. Really appreciate you coming in and sharing all that information. If anyone's thinking right now, why Planet Cruise, what would be your top tip?
Well, if you've been watching the show this evening, you've seen some of the offers, and again, exclusive offers. Why? Because we're the UK's #1 with a lot of the cruise lines, and that means in the busiest season, I mean, all cruise lines are going to be busy now, all travel companies are going to be busy now, but we're not just a travel company, we're people that have gone there, done that, bought the T-shirt. And again, a lot of the people that you're going to be speaking to are not just experts because they've been reading on a website or they've been, just on one trip. They've actually travelled. They've actually lived all the cruise lines. I mean, 6 years for myself. I know some of the guys that you're going to be speaking to have been at sea for 12 years, and they're sharing that passion and sharing those great prices as well with you right now.
Yeah, let me say thanks to you. Really appreciate it. Happy
We'll
New
see you
Year
again next week as well.
Absolutely.
More great deals.
And of course, make a note of that. Write that down. On Tuesdays, 8 o'clock, join us and see more cruises. Now, again, some of these cruises are just around the corner. Some of these cruises are in a year's time, so we give you time to plan. Call the team or go to the website, planetcruise.co.uk. Don't go anywhere, because we've got a lot more coming your way right here on Ideal World. Enjoy your evening.